Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings, peace and hair grease and all that good stuff. Man, oh man, oh man, it's been a pretty interesting few days here in these YouTube streets. In these YouTube streets, yes, but I'm here, I'm surviving it. I need to start doing chronicles of surviving YouTube as a subscriber. I'm telling you. But anywho, let's start with the first little funny tidbit I have. I accidentally saved $100. Yes, I did. Accidentally saved $100. Me, one night having a can of wine, thinking, oh, I must have been thinking, oh, I'm going to just like save a little $100 here and there, and forgot I did it. Forgot I did it. So my check dropped, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta pay this, and this. So my theory is, I'm thinking, hey, I'm only gonna have this much money this week to work with, but that's cool. You know how you do it, you budget, yeah, you make it work. But boy, I was just like, when did I set my bank account up to do this? Because I swear to God, I don't remember. It was crazy. So it's payday, and I'm just like, oh shit, I have extra $100. Crazy. I'll have to do that again. I'll have to drink a can of wine and try to get myself to accidentally save like $100 every week. Oh my goodness. Yesterday I was just finding money. It was crazy. Or it was finding me. It's like sometimes what I'll do is it's like if I get really bored at my job, what I'll do is I'll temp. There's a temp agency right by where I stay at. Oh, excuse me, kitty. I'm sorry. Cat all getting in the way of my feet. Um, so what I'll do is I'll go to that temp agency because they know me. They know my work ethic. So they they always have work for me. If I call them right now, if I got on a live call with them right now, if I had another phone to call and call down there, I call down there live and let y'all see how they'd be like, oh yeah, we got something for you. So I called them because I did a gig for them a couple of weeks ago. Forgot about it and had a little check there too. So I was just like, oh yeah, I did do a little gig for them a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get pick up my paycheck. And yes, people still pick up paper checks. A check's a check, whether it's going direct deposit or it's a paper check that I got to go around the way to cash. But a check is a check. Fuck all that. A check is a check. So I went around there. So it was just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. All right, what else is out there? Let's go on to a quick rant about Jaguar and TJ. We could just put the final nail in the coffin now. I've been telling you guys over the past weeks here in my morning rants that I have been having that this is dying out. And now the final nail is in the coffin. It's just about over, unless she can find some way to do something else to sensationalize her dire situation that she put herself in. So unless she can find another way to freshen it up and sensationalize ratchet behavior, the final nail in the coffin for that Jaguar rights storyline. It's done. That's no longer content. Thank goodness. I'm very happy about that. I really am. We have had to sit and watch the demise of a Black woman who could do better, but chooses not to. In fact, we saw two of them do it. So it is what it is. I'm happy it's over. I'm so happy it's over. I've been waiting on that to be over for a long time. So everybody's going on and finding new content, which I said, I've been saying before my rants, the news cycle is never dry. You're not looking for the right stuff. Now, I understand as a content creator, you want to find stories that your viewership are going to want to watch. But this is where you can take the opportunity to reach out to other genres and other stuff that you have an interest in and build that way too. So we'll see how these content creators now expand their horizons, we'll say, now that this content is over. Now, let's get on to Ahsoka, the final episode. Oh my goodness gracious. All right. So let's start with number one. That's like the most top thing on my mind. That whole Star Wars sequel trilogy, the only thing we heard from Anakin Skywalker was his voice and mentions of Vader. But Force Ghost Anakin, we did not see in the damn sequel trilogy. We almost didn't get Luke and Leia. So it takes a TV show to bring us Force Ghost Anakin again, because you have to understand, the last time Anakin Skywalker was seen on the big screen or in any type of show or anything was at the end of Return of the Jedi, as we all know. First, they had the older guy when they first put out the movie. And then when they were doing that prequel trilogy, and we got to the Revenge of the Sith, the final installment of that prequel trilogy. And when they did that prequel trilogy and they re-released it on DVD, that's where I was going. They put the young Anakin in there and they took the old one out. I was very confused about that. I almost got confused about it again right here, because I was actually in the movie theater when Return of the Jedi first came out. I was there for A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I was there when all those movies came out originally. I was in the theater. You know what I'm saying? And so when they did that switch on the DVD, when they were re-releasing the first trilogy, they put the young Anakin Force Ghost in there and took the old one out. And I personally thought I was losing my mind, because I was just like, I was there and I saw the older guy as the Force Ghost. And then that same weekend that I bought that new DVD that had the new Anakin in there, the original version of Return of the Jedi came on TV. And then I saw the older guy. I was just like, whoo, child, I thought I had lost my mind. But moving forward here, that is the last time we saw Anakin Skywalker as a Force Ghost. So people assumed and wanted an Anakin Force Ghost in the sequel trilogy, which we did not get. But lo and behold, it took a streaming show to bring us Force Ghost Anakin again. And I am very happy about that. I am very satisfied. I am truly satisfied with that, because we have been waiting to see Anakin as a Force Ghost again forever. We had 3 movies in the sequel trilogy, and the only thing we heard was his voice. So to see that, I teared up. I was tearing up. I'm going to be honest about it, because I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that. And it's time for Hayden to eat on this, because they talked about bad about the child. They talked bad about his acting. They said he was whiny, he was this, he was that, and now he eating. He eating. Bro is eating. He's eating it up. He's sopping it up like a biscuit. So that was the greatest thing to see in that finale. You know. Now his expressions, as he was looking down, he looked glad that she was all right. But I think he knows her fate. And that's why we didn't see like, yes, girl. That's why I think we did not see that type of expression from him, because now that he's back in his original Force Ghost form, which is probably the form he was and the person he was and the insight he had and the Force abilities he had that, you know, before he became Vader are now restored. I'm sure he can see the future and he knows her future. So he knows that Ahsoka's up for the task, but ultimately he knows what's going to happen to her in the future. But he cannot say that. It's probably against being a Force Ghost rules. Yeah, you can't pop up and tell people, hey, this is going to happen, so don't do it. You're not allowed to interfere. So that's what that face is about. That's the face of, I love you, but I can't interfere. I can't interact like that. I can't stop things from happening. I can't even really show up and warn you about it. So I think that's the vibe that I was getting from Anakin. So, but it was beautiful to see that. That was just so great. I mean, because you got to understand something. We have the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. And I can definitely say the way they had Qui-Gon Jinn looking as a Force Ghost, it was like he gained some weight being a Force Ghost. He was looking thick. He wasn't looking fat. I'm not going to say he was fat, but he was looking kind of thick. So, yeah, so, whereas Hayden looked actually a little thinner. So I don't know if it's a costume thing with that. Because when they are wearing what I would call the original Jedi garb, there's a lot to it. I don't know if that's like their really true formal garb that they wear. I'll have to look that up. But to me, that is like the formal wear for a Jedi. Like, it was kind of that way for the Anakin Skywalker they put in Return of the Jedi. Everybody was wearing the original garb. So everybody kind of looked puffy, like they had a lot on. So, but this Anakin Skywalker, he had his Revenge of the Sith garb on. He wasn't wearing a formal Jedi garb. I mean, so he was wearing more, I guess you could say, his casual Jedi garb. I know I'm going on about this, but stuff, I mean, things you notice and stuff like that. Now, as far as the show, there were some spoilers that came out before the show, the finale went down, and some of them were correct. I mean, that's why I don't understand why people get upset about spoilers, because only unless they spoil exactly what's going to happen to the T, it's really not a spoiler. It's like the spoilers I heard from this is like, okay, Ezra is going to get another lightsaber from Hu Yang. Now, he didn't exactly, Hu Yang in the show did not exactly give him the lightsaber, but he gave him a part to complete his lightsaber while he was trying to make one. So see how that went? You know what I'm saying? So it's never really a spoiler. And then the other big spoiler was somebody is going to get left behind in Peridia. Woo, child. Somebody ended up being about 4 damn people. Balin, Shinhati, Ahsoka, and Sabine are all still over there on Peridia. Now, we know Balin, he's not planning on leaving Peridia because he feels something is calling to him. People keep on talking about this Abeloth. I'm just not seeing enough proof on that. But I will say this. If it is Abeloth, they're going to connect that to the sequel trilogy. And it's going to be like another mustache moment. That wasn't really Palpatine. He was possessed by Abeloth. So, but until then, I just have not seen enough proof that it is Abeloth. But we know it's got something to do with the Mortis gods, because we had a statue of the father, the son, and then the statue of the daughter was defaced. But we saw the Morai, the owl, which is the spirit of the sister, because the sister gave her life to save Ahsoka. So the sister technically is Ahsoka. So yeah, but has something to do with the Mortis gods, though, and I thought that was really cool. And this is why I think we are going to see more of Force Ghost Anakin. I think we are. As long as she's on Peridia, I think that we are going to see a lot more Force Ghost Anakin. So it shall be interesting, but nah. When they said somebody, they didn't say like 4 people. And the Noti who live there anyway. So the little turtle people who are just so adorable. I mean, I'm partial to turtles anyway, but I think that they are so cute. They're like cute like the Ewoks cute. So yeah. And then Morgan died. The Witches of Dathomir produced the Blade of Talzin, as in Mother Talzin from the Clone Wars. Yes, I thought that was great. I thought that was beautiful that they gave a shout out to Mother Talzin, because that is what's up. So, but she got that blade and still got lost at the end and got killed because they when Ezra and Sabine and Ahsoka were going through their Death Troopers, fighting the Death Troopers, so they killed them all, and then the sisters started praying, and so they came back to life. And it was like, I swear to God, I'm just waiting on somebody to do a video making fun of that part, and they're going to use the song Thriller. I mean, I was waiting for somebody to come out and start pop locking. I am so serious. It's just like, this is like the video Thriller. Yes, I was waiting for them to start doing the Thriller dance. It's just like, y'all need to stop. So I don't know about the whole Death Trooper thing. Just like I said, I was waiting for them to start doing the Thriller dance and start pop locking and everything. So I don't know about that one right there. Yeah, but it was nice to see Ezra actually use a lightsaber. He's still a little rusty, but I think by season 2 he will not be rusty anymore. What else was in that show that was really good? I'm just trying to highlight some stuff here. Um, so at the beginning of the show, Thrawn dispatches 2 TIE fighters to deal with them. And so the ship is getting shot at. And so Ezra and Ahsoka go out and they try to hold the ship up with the Force and push it so that way it could fly, it could get enough oomph to go and go after them TIE fighters. So we actually saw some physical force using when they were trying to hold up the ship, and I thought that was cool. I thought that was really cool because we haven't seen much of that. I mean, in fact, I could actually say, besides that Force Bond stuff we saw in the sequel trilogy, we just haven't seen a lot of people using the Force. I mean, overuse of the Force. So they did a really good job of not always making it a Force throw, a Force choke. They used it sparingly. So that was cool to see that. And what else? So they get on the wolves to ride to where they're at, where the witches of Dathomir and Thrawn are getting ready to leave from, right? To get in. And we talked about the stormtroopers, the death troopers come back to life. And so they're running away from them. And it's like I said, during that time, she's getting the blade. And then they find out, hey, they're here. So Thrawn and the witches were just like, girl, bye. You ain't coming with us. And of course, she won't be a sport about it. She's like, for Dathomir. I was just like, whatever. They just told you they were leaving your ass right in your fucking face, bitch. So I knew that he was... I believe I said before that I believe that Thrawn wasn't all that with Morgan, because Thrawn is Thrawn. He's strategic. He did not need that bitch anymore. So he's just like, well, go handle it, girl. We out. You ain't coming with us. You thought you was coming with us? And that was a funny thing. Funny, but not funny. But I said what I said. And so it was wild. And so Ezra and Sabine and Ahsoka run up on Morgan, and she's like, I'll handle this. And so Sabine and Ezra, they run up on these Death Knight troopers that got strength, and it's hard. And that's when we finally see Sabine use the Force. Now, I know people got issues with her being able to use the Force, but people forget that she is descended from Tar Vizsla, who was Force sensitive. So she could be Force sensitive. People forget that. I think a lot of people forget that she is a descendant of Tar Vizsla, who was a Mandalorian Jedi. So she is a descendant from that house, that bloodline. So yeah, she could be, and she is. And that's how they finally gained footing in the fight, because they were getting choked out. They were really getting their butts whooped when they were fighting those type of troopers. And finally, when she uses the Force, they're able to gain their footing again, take down the Death Troopers, and she's able to Force push Ezra with using his own Force to leap to the ship that was taken off. And then, being Ezra, he didn't make it like onto the ship. He made it just there to hang on. And the two troopers that are like on the dock of the ship, they're just watching like, yeah, he didn't make it. But there he is hanging on. He uses the force to jump up, take one down, and knock one out, and get into a stormtrooper uniform like he likes to do. Somehow get on the shuttle undetected and make it back to Hera, and which was cute because he did make it back, and that's good because all that sacrifice that he did, at least he got to go back home. And as I said, at the end, we got 4 people left on Peridia. Oh goodness, they said, ooh, that one was way off. They said someone gets left back. They talk about 4 people get left back. 4. Oh, and then Shin Hati went back to this camp of soldiers that was helping her fight before, and she put her lightsaber up in the air and rode down there. But I don't know if she went down there and killed them or she rallying them together. Or what she's doing. So we won't find out what Shin Hati is doing until the next season. And then Balin, we'll just have to see, because if they want to continue the story of this, they're going to have to recast. If they're going to kill him out, then they can kill him off. Then they can just basically do some type of deep fake. Do a deep fake of him. Have a stand-in, do a deep fake. And then end his story properly. So that's what we're going to be looking for in this next season. How are they going to continue this character of Balin? Or are they going to, being that they don't have the actor with us anymore, are they going to possibly just do a deep fake and give us a satisfying ending to what happened to him? So we'll be looking for that as well, too. And now, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to get off Peridia. Or if they're going to make the whole next season based on them being in Peridia, and at the end of that second season, it's a cliffhanger because they're going to get off and go to the regular galaxy. But I mean, how much time is going to elapse before that happens? That's my question. Is there going to be a time jump? Is it going to be like 2 years later or 5 years later, they're still in Peridia? I don't think it's supposed to be like that, because Thrawn's now in the main galaxy, but he's over there on Dathomir because he got to drop off the Night Sisters their cargo. Or are they banding together? I think they're banding together for a minute. So, and therefore, we shall see how this all folds in, because now we have to have a season of The Mandalorian to bring The Mandalorian into this conflict somehow. So, and then also too, we have the skeleton crew, and we have to see how that fits into all that. So it's all going to be big and grand. But the main thing I'm satisfied with is seeing Force Ghost Anakin. That was it for me. It's about time. So that show is over for the time being. We're going to be looking forward to the skeleton crew, the Acolyte, Mando season 4. So, because my guess is it's going to be about 2 years before we get another season of Ahsoka. And we probably got 1 more year before we see another season of Mando, because they got other new shows that are just about finished that are on deck. So hopefully once they bring those ones on, they'll be in the process of shooting and wrapping it up, so we can get to our 4th season of The Mandalorian. Yes, The Mandalorian. That is my show. That is like the best new show that Disney has done to date. Don't get me wrong. I love the Obi-Wan story. I thought that was good. I thought that was a very satisfying answer for the folklore to decipher what happened with Inquisitors. Yeah, the Inquisitors were something else in the Ben Kenobi story, um, especially the main one, the Grand Inquisitor. He was a mess. He was definitely a mess. So, it kind of, I mean, a lot of people didn't like the way they did the story with Reva and stuff like that, but still, to me, it was very satisfying for what we can expect from Disney. People that, I mean, I think that's where a lot of people just get misconstrued and get their hopes up too high. I mean, you shouldn't have had your hopes up too high after the sequel trilogy. Period. After what they gave us for a sequel trilogy for Star Wars, you should have just pumped the brakes and be like, listen, it could possibly not be that good. So I'm giving Disney credit where credit's due, but that's because we have Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and a lot of good other producers and directors that actually care about Star Wars, care about the lore, know the lore, and know how to put it together. I think we're getting a basket of fruit as a peace offering because they are doing a fine job. So that's what you can expect. So all in all, but like I said, Mandalorian, that's like the top one. Ben Kenobi, that's good. Tales of the Jedi, that has been good too. Those stories are really good. So they've done a lot of good stuff. They have a lot of good stuff. I think the good thing is now they're starting to get to the point where they have fill-in shows for other shows. It's like they're starting to get on a schedule to where they got something new all the time, so they can rotate their shows and keep their viewership. Because I think this is the struggle with all type of streaming channels. They don't keep enough content that is new to keep their viewership. I mean, and me as a subscriber to Disney, different YouTube channels, in fact, it's like, well, especially we'll just say with a paying subscription, something like a streaming service like Disney. I'll go even further. Smaller ones like Zeus and Now That's TV. If you ain't got nothing on for like 6 months, I'm not paying for a subscription. Period. You ain't had shit on for 3 months, but you want to collect money every 3 months? No, I'm going to let it lapse. I'm going to cancel it until you put something on that when there's something to watch. Period. So I think that's the struggle that these channels have. They have to get themselves to the point where they got shows coming out to the point where there's something new on the horizon that is coming only maybe a couple of weeks after the show that they've been watching. See, now That's TV, I'll give them credit. Now That's TV is getting themselves to the point where, okay, so right now we're probably getting to the end. We're going into another territory now. We're going into Now That's TV. They got Jessica Dime on now. And that's coming to an end, right? We are in on the episodes. We're almost to the middle of Deja Vu, the second season. And then they already have their own version of The Conversation coming. And then also too, there's another show that's coming out. They got stuff that is like coming out to keep people subscribed. And I can say that's why I keep my subscription more with Now That's TV rather than Zeus, because Zeus spends all this money on ads, on all this advertisement and stuff like that, banking on these shows to be the biggest thing. But then they don't have any shows thereafter that are coming immediately that warrants me keeping a subscription for them. I'm just going to be honest. If it was one of them things of, okay, so after Batting East is over, 2 weeks later, another show was starting, then I would keep a paying subscription at Zeus. But right now it's not. It's like, shoot, next Sunday, well, actually this coming Sunday, only unless they decide to lapse the episode, next week is the last episode of Jocelyn's Cabaret season 4. That shit's over, and then they're gonna drag it out by putting out trailers for the reunion. But it's like, you guys could be putting out, getting ready and doing the reunion right now and making sure that's ready to roll a couple of weeks after that. And then after that, have another show that's on deck that's coming on. See, at least that's what Now That's TV is doing. So they always have something new on the horizon that's coming in a couple of weeks. It's no couple of months. It's like the 2 big main shows on, or 3, because I don't watch the Krishan Rock show. I just refuse to watch that toxicity. Their 3 big shows now are Baddies, Jocelyn's Cabaret, and the Krishan and Blueface stuff. And the show they really need to be putting work into is another season of Bobby, I Love You, Purr. I'll say it again. Another season of Bobby, I Love You, Purr. I mean, there is just so much to take from Bobby, I Love You, Purr, because it's like a lot of guys that were in that show are all over Instagram. They're all entertaining. You guys could have been using them for content for shows. You guys could have been had another show at all the guys that were on Bobby, I Love You, Purr. Zeus could be taking all that footage that they do with auditions, just make it a show about auditioning for Zeus. Because it's like the past few auditions that they filmed, I'm sure they got footage upon footage upon footage to develop a filler show and make episodes out of that until the next show starts. So, hey, it is what it is. One day they'll figure it out, but that's what I'd be doing. If you're going to just have like 3 or 4 main shows, you need to be taking those auditions and making the audition a show in themselves. Take the most interesting people from the auditions and make a story about them. Whatever the case may be. Yeah, so it is what it is. And also, too, I was talking with my coworker about a new season of Drag Race coming, because I got to go ahead and pay for the season like I always do. Because I usually, what I do is I'll buy the season for RuPaul's Drag Race. I'll just buy the season. I'm going to watch it again and again and again. RuPaul is the gift that keeps on giving. So, yeah, but rants and raves in the morning. Just like I said, I accidentally saved $100. I'm going to mess around and do something like that again. Wow. So what is next here? Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get myself together hopefully soon. And we're going to start talking about Winning Time, the HBO series. Yes. Because Ahsoka's over now. We got a gap before the next Disney show. So we're going to start, I'm going to start talking about doing a reaction to Winning Time. So, and in fact, I think I'm about a couple of episodes behind on that. I need to get caught up because I forget that with the phone service I have, because I actually have Cricket, I get free HBO Max. So with that in mind, that's how I'm watching Winning Time. So, and also too, it works out too because anytime I want to watch the Boondocks, that is on HBO Max as well too. So we start talking about Winning Time. And before it gets cold and snowy, hopefully I can do more editions of Chronicles of Joyriding in Uptown. You know, I am working this weekend and I am working late. So chances are we'll have those another addition to the Chronicles possibly this weekend. We'll see. Just like I said, I am getting off late Friday and Saturday, so I'm going to make sure I have my phone charged up because if anything happens like the first Chronicles, I'm going live on the spot. I thought about that. I was just like, why didn't I just go live? I was just like, oh my goodness. So you better believe that I'm getting off late this Friday and Saturday. That if people want to act a fool, my phone will be charged up and we will be going live on StreamYard. You better believe it. But yeah, so next steps here are Winning Time. We're going to start talking about that and more Chronicles of Joyriding and that. And also, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep me in the algorithm. You can support me building up a YouTube studio by sending a Cash App. That would be great. Otherwise, this is just my morning rant. Man, I survived 42 minutes. I almost went an hour on here. Oh my goodness. Almost a whole damn hour, but that's cool. That's cool. So, but I'm going to get off here. But peace and blessings, peace and hair grease. Have a good Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'll drop in and do a morning rant again. I don't want to do a morning rant every morning because not every morning I have something to rant about. It's just like that. It's just like I was out there, you know, because I live in a building where you can't smoke cigarettes inside. So I go outside and I smoke my cigarette and I'm just like, I was just scratching my head on how in the hell did I mess around and save $100? That's what I'd be like. I need to get on StreamYard and talk this mess. Anyway, peace and blessing, peace and hair grease. Have a happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Stay safe out there. Stay away from them weirdos. Oh, there's something else I have to talk. Oh no, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to just let that lay where it's at. Content creators not getting along. The only thing I got to say about that, about these content creators not getting along, because that's happening a lot these days. Each and every single one of you put yourself in that situation, and that's why you're at where you're at now. Everybody, all of y'all, I love all of y'all. Just stop it. As a subscriber, it turns me off, and I do not want to watch your content if you're constantly talking about each other. Period. That's a big turnoff to me. I support a lot of you guys out there. But the one thing I'm not sending a Cash App for is for you guys to be fighting amongst each other. Because when I get my little bankroll money for the, that paycheck during the month I get to spend on me and what the hell I want to buy and all that good stuff. I roll out my little bankroll and I said, let me get my ladies in. And I make sure y'all get your Cash App, because you're putting out the content that's enjoyable. You're putting out the content that I can put my earbuds in at work and listen to and laugh and enjoy myself and kiki with everybody. But one thing I'm not sending y'all money for is to argue amongst each other and do all this stupidness that I'm seeing now. That's why recently I have not been in anybody's chat. I'm not even in anybody's bushes. I'm not even in anybody's replay gang right now, because it has gotten so bad. I'm waiting for all this to stop so they can go back to doing their content. I understand people got disputes with people, but keep that out of your content, because to me, that is not acceptable content. I expect better from you content creators as a subscriber. I expect better. You've been given high class, funny entertainment all this time, and you stooping down to this bullshit? So on that, I will say that though, y'all need to just stop it. As a subscriber, it turns me off. As a subscriber, it makes me not like your content. As a subscriber, it makes me not want to send you a Cash App. Period. As a subscriber, I will not be in your bushes. As a subscriber, I will not like your video when you are doing this type of crap. So just stop it. You guys are at the point now, this is over and done. And I know most of you guys have moms and aunts and cousins, older cousins that are just like this. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. This is the point we're at now. This is somebody's got to be the adult in the room and just be like, since I can't say nothing nice, I'm not going to say nothing at all. This is just ridiculous. But that's the point we're at now. So just stop it, you guys. Stop it, stop it, stop it. It's childish, it's immature, and it's not content. Period. With that said, oh man, I just added like another 5 minutes talking about that. Let me get off here. But peace and blessings, peace and hair grease. Happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm out.